Hey guys, welcome to Analytics Vidya. In our last Generative AI roadmap video, we talked about how you may get started as an absolute beginner and become a user or a super user of Generative AI. Do watch this part 1 video of this Generative AI roadmap to understand the two learning levels, user and super user. And of course, both user and super user are essentially end users or consumers of Generative AI. But what if your current role demands more than just being an end user of Generative AI tools? Or what if you are a student looking to make yourself ready for the jobs of the future? In that case, you would definitely want to go a step further than just being a super user. And to go further, the first step is to appreciate the fact that chatbots like ChatGPT, Bard, or text-to-image tools like Bing Image Creator are just the front-end user interfaces. Their power comes from the large language model which is sitting behind them, with which they interact via APIs. For instance, as of September 2023, ChatGPT is powered by text models GPT 3.5 and the latest GPT 4 models. Bard is powered by Google's Palm 2 model, and Bing Image Creator is powered by OpenAI's DALL-E model. Now, what if you could also consume these large language model APIs to build your own AI tools that solve customer problems for the next billion? Or how about fine-tuning a large language model for a specific use case, similar to the way we at Analytics Vidya built our DHS GPT to give you information about our Generative AI conference, Data Hack Summit 2023. And if I go a step further, how about training a large language model from scratch? Well, in this part 2 of our Generative AI roadmap series, I'm going to lay down a comprehensive step-by-step learning plan for you to become a developer in the field of Generative AI. And if you are curious to push the boundaries of the field further, I'll also give you a plan to further become a researcher in the field of Generative AI. Now, let's discuss these learning levels one by one. So the first learning level is to become a developer of Generative AI, which is further split up into two levels, Level 1 Developer and Level 2 Developer. As Level 1 Developer, these are the things you should know. Number one, you have a deep understanding of prompt engineering and a hands-on experience with all the major prompt engineering techniques, which enable you to write effective prompts to elicit desired responses. Secondly, you also have sound understanding of generative model APIs and a practical hands-on experience of interacting with these APIs. And of course, this would require you to have knowledge of a programming language to consume these APIs. And once you have a strong prompt engineering skill and a sound understanding of model APIs, my friend, you are all set to develop your generative AI tools. Alright, moving on to developer level 2 now. These are the things you should know as level 2 developer. Number one, you have a functional understanding of machine learning that goes into building large language models. Number two, with this knowledge as level 2 developer, you can fine-tune pre-trained large language models on your domain-specific downstream tasks, like matching relevant products to your search query on Amazon.com. So that was a brief on learning outcomes of developer level 1 and developer level 2. Now let's deep dive into the step-by-step roadmap of developer of generative AI. As a super user already, you should be quite comfortable using a bunch of generative AI tools by now, knowing their capabilities, how to use them effectively. But as a developer level 1, your journey will take a deeper dive into the world of prompt engineering. By the way, note that a basic understanding of programming language, preferably Python, is crucial to this generative AI developer journey. So consider learning one, as it would be key to interacting with generative AI models via their APIs. Trust me guys, with some bit of Python programming, you can actually go ahead and build powerful applications. Now let's see what all you need to master to become a level 1 developer. So here's step 1, mastering prompt engineering. Within this, revisit the basics of prompt engineering. Understand that a prompt is not just a question or a command, but a way to guide the AI model's response. It can include context, tone, format, and other instructions to it. Secondly, familiarize yourself with these specific prompt engineering techniques. We'll soon be releasing a series of videos where we'll talk about what do these techniques really mean and how to use them effectively to elicit specific information from large language models. Thirdly, Practice writing prompts for different use cases using the learn techniques. Analyze the results and refine your prompts based on the insights you have gathered. Also, you should join online communities and forums where people share their experiences and best practices with prompt engineering and prompt writing. Remember, mastering prompt engineering is a combination of understanding the principles, learning the techniques, and continuous practice. Moving on, step number 2 is understanding generative model APIs and their frameworks. If you are not already familiar with APIs, which is Application Programming Interface, start by understanding what they are and how they work. Think of APIs like a waiter in a restaurant who takes your food order and serves your food on your table itself by coordinating with the restaurant's kitchen. In the context of large language models, API takes your prompt as input and provide you with a desired response as output by coordinating with the LLM sitting behind the scenes. As second step, study all the various API parameters like temperature setting, max tokens, roles like system user and assistant. Understand how these parameters can be used to control the behavior and length of the model's response. Then start exploring the APIs of popular generative models like ChatGPT, Google's Palm, and DALL-E, or open source models like Falcon, Meta's Llama, or Stable Diffusion, which is a text-to-image model. The best way to understand APIs is by using them. Write simple scripts to make requests to these APIs and observe the responses you are getting. Start with simple tasks like generating a piece of text or an image and gradually move on to more complex tasks. Then master LLM tools and frameworks like LangChain and Llama Index to build your own QA systems and retrieval augmented generation or RAG systems. While you are doing this, remember most APIs have usage limits which restrict the number of requests you can make in a certain time period. And these APIs may also have commercial implications, so do familiarize yourselves with all of these. You should also understand the security aspect of using APIs and error handling if anything goes wrong. By the end of this step, you should be quite comfortable interacting with the generative model APIs and be able to integrate them to your own applications. Now let's talk about how you can build your own generative AI tools. Once you are comfortable with prompt engineering and APIs, at this point you can start building your own AI tools. For this, start by identifying a problem that can be solved using generative AI. This could be anything for automating content generation to creating a chatbot for customer service. Once you have identified the problem, design your solution. This involves deciding how to use the generative AI model, what input it will require, and how the output will be used. Use your understanding of APIs and prompt engineering to implement your solution. By the end of this step, you should have a working AI tool that solves a real-world problem, giving you a tangible demonstration of your skills as a generative AI developer. This you may put on your resume and showcase to the world via LinkedIn as well. Alright, as a level 1 developer, you have interacted with foundation models, building AI tools by consuming their APIs. But what if you need a model tailored to a specific task, like generating content for a specialized field like medical diagnosis? That's where level 2 developer skills come in. Over here, you will learn to fine-tune foundation models on your specific task, making them more effective for your unique application. This level requires a deeper understanding of machine learning concepts and the mechanics of large language models. At this point, depending upon your interest, you can choose to specialize in either generative models for NLP or generative models for computer vision. If you are interested in building generative models like ChatGPT, choose the generative models for NLP learning track, which is shown here. Or if you are interested in building models like Midjourney or DALL-E 2, you can select generative models for computer vision learning track, which is shown over here. Now, whichever NLP or computer vision path you choose, here's your step-by-step roadmap for developer level 2. Over here, the first step is to strengthen your basics. For this, start with a deeper understanding of Python, as it's the most popular programming language in the field of AI. Brush your knowledge on probability and statistics as they form the foundation for machine learning. Dive deep into machine learning concepts, understanding the principles of supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement learning. Also build a deeper understanding of deep learning concepts, including various architectures, frameworks, and the knowledge of fine-tuning foundation models like BERT. Moving on, understand the attention mechanism, autoencoders, and GANs. Alright, in the next step, you will explore popular language models like GPT-3, PaLM-2, or the open source Llama 2. Understand their architecture, training process, and text generation mechanism. Participate in online discussions and forums to learn from others and clarify whatever doubts you may have. As step 3, you will do hands-on fine-tuning of foundation models. For this, define a specific task or a problem that you want to solve. Gather a relevant dataset for this task. This could be a collection of text documents, a set of question-answer pairs, or any other type of data that is relevant to your task. Then select a foundation model that is suitable for your task. While GPT-3, GPT-4, or PaLM-2 are popular choices, they are not freely available. Open source alternatives like Llama 2 or Falcon can be a good starting point for you if you are interested in an open source model. Next comes setting the fine-tuning environment. For this, you may either use free platforms like Google's Colab or Kaggle for the fine-tuning process. However, be aware that these platforms have usage limits. If your task requires more resources, consider using paid cloud services like Google Cloud, AWS, or Azure, which often have free credits for new users. Thereafter, start the fine-tuning process, monitor the training, and adjust parameters as necessary. Once fine-tuning is complete, evaluate the performance of your model using appropriate metric that you will define. Thereafter, iterate and improve based on your results. Alright, in this last step, now you may use your fine-tuned model to build a custom AI tool. This could be a medical diagnosis assistant that helps doctors in diagnosing diseases based on patient symptoms and history, or a banking customer service chatbot that handles banking-related customer queries effectively. Test your tools thoroughly and refine it based on the feedback. By the end of this roadmap, you will have a deep understanding of large language models, hands-on experience in fine-tuning these models, and the ability to build custom AI tools. Remember, becoming a developer of generative AI is not just about acquiring technical skills, it's also about understanding the ethical implications of AI, ensuring that your model is fair, transparent, and respectful of user privacy. And finally, if you desire to push the boundaries of generative AI through advanced research and innovation, continue further on the researcher learning path. The final stage of our generative AI roadmap is designed for those who aspire to contribute to the field of generative AI as researchers. As a researcher, you will delve into the intricacies of building generative models from scratch. Depending on the learning track you choose as a developer, either NLP or computer vision, your journey as a researcher will differ. Let's break it down into these simple steps. If you have chosen the NLP track, here's your step-by-step roadmap. First of all, learn and implement attention models, including key query value attention, layer normalization, and positional encoding. Thereafter, gain hands-on experience in building your own GPT architectures from scratch. Thereafter, dive deeper into reinforcement learning algorithms from basics to advanced levels. Learn about proximal policy optimization and implement RLHF from scratch. And you should also keep up with the latest trends and research in generative AI for NLP. Participate in relevant online communities, read research papers, and attend conferences. And guys, if you have chosen the computer vision track to become a researcher in the field of generative AI, here's your step-by-step roadmap for this. Learn and implement diffusion models from scratch, like stable diffusion. These models are at the forefront of generative AI for computer vision, and building them from scratch will require a deep understanding of deep learning and computer vision. And of course, training generative models for computer vision can be computationally intensive. You might need to use high-performance GPUs or cloud-based services like Google Cloud, AWS, or Azure for this. For your continuous learning, keep up with the latest trends and research in generative AI for computer vision. Participate in relevant online communities, read research papers, and attend conference. By the end of this roadmap, you should be able to contribute to the field of generative AI by building your own models and staying updated with the latest research which is happening in the space. Remember, being a researcher is not just about technical skills, but also about curiosity, creativity, and a commitment to advance the field of generative AI. Guys, in this video, we discuss the learning path for generative AI for various personas. Whether you start as a user, super user, developer, or a researcher, there's a world of opportunities waiting for you out there. I hope you liked this generative AI roadmap video. If you did, do give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our Analytics Vidya channel for more informative generative AI videos. And guys, don't hesitate to share your queries or suggestions below, and I'll be more than happy to respond to you for your specific doubts. That's all we had for today. See you in the next video. Bye.